The Ohio High School Athletic Association and Troy High School proudly present tonight's varsity hockey game between the visiting Mason Comets and the Troy Trojans. Hello everybody, I'm JT Zabo and welcome to tonight's game presented by the Miami Valley Sports Network right here on Facebook. Tonight the Trojans host the Comets for their final preseason tune-up, and they've gone 0 for 2 so far in the preseason tilt. They look for their first win of the season tonight against a very tough Mason Comets hockey club. Let's take a look tonight at your keys to the game, presented by Clopay. Tonight, of course, obviously you want to shake off the nerves as best as you can as the Trojans try to get into the win column tonight and try to figure out exactly how best to do this. Of course, the Mason Comets looking to get into the win column themselves tonight as we're underway here from Hobart Arena in downtown Troy, Ohio. Again, if you're just joining us, I'm JT Zabo as the Trojans look to pick up their first win of the year as the Trojans in their brand new home white uniforms will bring that puck out to center ice as Gavin Burris on the far wing half-boards. Posts up into the corner, sends it out through the slot. Nobody was there as Colin Burkhart scoops it up on the near side point and sends it quickly across to Mike McGurk. Another one of those leaders on the hockey club tonight as this one's brought back into the right wing side. Trojans control back to the point for Burkhart. He'll dump it right back down low behind the net out of the trapezoid as Mason will bring it around the boards. And they're going to dump it out to center ice. We're about a minute gone here into this opening period. Still scoreless from Hobart Arena as the Trojans and the Comets try to get a win before the regular season begins next weekend. Wholesale changes for both clubs as the Comets in front of the Trojans bench. We'll talk a little bit about the COVID restrictions and the changes to Hobart Arena this season here in a little bit. But here's Connor Sexton, a drive. Rebound on the side, short side. Couldn't get the shot through, but it was an excellent attempt there by freshman number 5, Quinn Garrity, getting a quick shot on goal as the Trojans now try to pick something up here. Face-off will be taken. And finally won back by the Comets, but stolen away by Sexton. He'll whiff on a pass. This one picked up by Garrett Herr. Now for the Comets and sent back out to center ice. Paff ahead to Sexton. Intercepted the pass as Jesus Hernandez sends it back out of his own zone. They're going to be offsides at the line, but no call as that one was screened by the linesman in front. And they'll send it back as Herr picks it back up, couldn't clear. Kicked it ahead. Here's Garrett Paff on the half-boards, battling along the wall as the Trojans will get another line change. And this one sent back down to by Blake Mahoney for the Comets and around the far wing side. One-touch pass up and out of play to Garrett Herr. He'll step across the line. This one back to Jason Clabbers, who gets stopped by Mike McGurk. And now here comes Connor Sexton to just tump it in. That one in on net. That'll count as a shot on goal for the Trojans as now here come the Comets back the other way. This one picked up by Berger. Now ahead for Burkhart. Nearly overskated the puck, but McGurk is there to pick up the loose slack and send it back to the line. Picked back up by Cameron Lombardo. One-touch pass up the wing now for Kellen Glover, who's dumping it inside the zone. 12:37 to go here in this scoreless first period from Hobart Arena as the Comets now try to retreat out of their own zone. Up the near wall in front of the Trojans bench, there's Clabbers. Gets stood up by Glover. He couldn't get it in time as Glover picks up the loose puck at the blue line, sends it cross ice. Now picked back up by newcomer Cole DeBras. Into the corner, Glover giving chase out from behind the net, overskates the puck as this one scooped up and around the corner now for Lombardo. Cameron Lombardo tried a centering feed, denied out in front by the defenseman McDonald, and now here come the Comets back the other way. Got a glove over top of him, no call. Burkhart scoops up the loose puck and sends it right back out to center as both clubs finish their line change. And Burkhart's going to send this one down all the way for an icing call. Now with 17:41 I'm sorry, that's 11:41 to go here in this first period. As the faceoff will come all the way back down. Now inside the Trojans' end. That one's going to be to the right of starting goaltender Austin Clark. One back into the corner, set back up. He'll send it around the boards now for Sexton on the far wing. A little help from Garrity sends it across. That one's in onside as the Comets will tag up and continue pressuring. Here's Hernandez from behind his own net. On the short side now to Garrett Paff. On the half boards, bobbling puck. Sends it ahead to Garrity. One-touch pass now up the wing for Sexton. He'll dump it inside the Comet zone. And Mason now regrouping out of their own zone. Sent ahead to Lombardo. That's Caden Lombardo. One touch now. Sexton back into the far wing corner, just wide off the end boards. Hits off of Sexton's rear end as that one stays inside just momentarily before it's stripped away by DeBross, but it'll finally be dumped inside the Trojans' end by the Comets before cleared all the way down. Icing signaled, and icing will be the call against the Trojans now. Again, with 11:02 to go here in this opening period. Faceoff will come all the way back inside the zone. And it'll be Glover to take the draw. Or rather, he's going to hand it off to Burris to take the faceoff. And Gavin Burris will win it back into his own corner as it's wrapped around to the far wing side. Sent back off this wide shot off the end boards. He'll clip it ahead before he gets it back into the far wing side. Here comes Burris. That one hit off of his skate, and now the Comets come back the other way. Will McDonald across the line in onside, and a big hit there by Colin Berghardt as he dumps it off the short side and around the boards now to DeBross. Posting up on the far wing half boards. DeBross gives it away, but picks it back up as the Comets now a shot on Clark, and he'll hold on. And that'll be good for a stoppage now with 10:27 to go here in this first period. Austin Clark made the save. And that'll give the Trojans an opportunity to get some fresh legs out on the ice, as it's going to be on the stick side of Austin Clark. And it's won back by Kellen Glover. Shot! That one rings off the side of the goaltender's paraphernalia and off the end boards as this one held in by the Comets. Mahoney keeps it in right back to Berghardt behind the net and around the boards. Takes a funny bounce off a stanchion, and that's a lucky break for the Trojans as they're able to clear. Back out to neutral ice. Picked up by Glover. He's in onside, but he's tackled from behind. No call as the Comets are able to pressure and race this one all the way down. And that'll be an icing now against the Mason Comets. 9:58 to go here in this scoreless first period of what has become a very end-to-end hockey game. The first meeting between these two hockey clubs since way back on December 15th of 2019. That the Trojans came back from a late 2-goal deficit and actually defeated the Comets a final score of 4-3 almost a year ago tonight, as this one back into the Comet zone. A fan shot by Glover sends it back into the far wing corner. Back up on this low cycle, racing forward are the Comets as they try to clear. Garrity's there on him, sends it back to Jesus on the point. One-touch pass to Lombardo. Couldn't get the shot off as it's sent back into the far wing corner. Right back in for Kellen Glover. He'll hold on to the puck on the near wing side. Tangling up down along the boards with Blake Mahoney as he's finally knocked off the puck. Gets a little bit of a swing in, but here come the Comets the other way on the far wing side, now to center ice. In onside. This one's going to be just wide of Clark. Changes for the Comets as it's hemmed into the Trojan zone at the line, and a big punt all the way down into the far corner. Gets the Trojans off the ice with a fresh pair as this one picked back up by Clabbers. Fans on the shot, knocked away at the last second by Lombardo, back checking as Jesus Hernandez sends it all the way down, but it's going to be an icing call. And that's going to go down for an icing against the Trojans with 8:52 to go here in this scoreless first period. I'd like to thank our sponsors tonight on the Miami Valley Sports Network and broadcast and simulcast by the Trojans on their Facebook page. Troy Speech Therapy, always a great partner of Trojan hockey, and we appreciate their support as the faceoff back inside the far zone. And we're going to get another whistle this time to send it all the way back down. I think they're going to say that one came out of play. And so we'll do that one again. As lining up for the draw is Paff. Garrett Paff wins it. Picked back up by Jack Crawford. Crawford across the red stripe, and he'll dump it in onside. Picked up by Paff on the left wing circle. There's a shot, rings just wide. Far side, back into the corner, and that'll be sent all the way back down now for the Comets. As it's picked up by Clark, he'll dish it across now for McGurk. On the far wing side and with some speed on the half boards, gets it ahead to Sexton at center ice. Now 3-on-2 the other way across the line. There's a snapshot just wide. Rings it off the glass to the far wing side. It's Crawford, sends it back to the point. Burghardt has time. Shot through a screen. Just hit off the waffle board back to the far wing side. Trojans holding in. Back into the corner is McGurk. He'll try to clear, but the Comets are able to get it all the way back down, and now we'll get yet another icing call. This time against the Mason Comets with 7 minutes and 56 seconds to go. And what a great play by Jack Crawford on the near side to make that play up to Burghardt. He had plenty of time to make that shot, and it had enough eyeballs to get to the waffle board of goaltender Nicholas Torodov. As this faceoff won by the Trojans, Hernandez couldn't hold it in. Right back out to Caden Lombardo, sends it ahead. Now for Gavin Burris, who dumps it inside the Comet zone. 7:40 to go in this scoreless first period, as here's Burris short side. Didn't have enough on his stick to get it as it's sent back to DeBras, out from behind the net, and he'll cycle it near side now for Gavin Burris. Big hit along the dashers on the near side as he'll tangle up against the feet and finally is cleared as here come the Comets back the other way across the red stripe. It's going to be a 3-on-3 the other way as a big shoulder pass right there knocked away from Nick Brown. He'll send it back to the corner and cleared all the way down. And that'll be good for some line changes first for the Trojans as they hold on to it in their own zone as Hernandez sends it all the way back inside the Comet zone. And that'll give Troy a chance to finish their line change as Mason will ice it all the way down now for an icing call with 6:56 as we near the midway point of this first period. Very end-to-end excitement, pretty akin to what we saw the last time Mason came into the building 11 months ago tonight for that thrilling 3-2 victory for the Trojans. Of course, a new season, new preseason with all of the COVID guidelines going on. And let's not forget the expanded roster the Trojans have. As it's sent back out to center ice, here's Glover. Molly Polachek picks it back up, sends it wide off this shot. Get it back for Cameron Lombardo, sends it to the point now for Colin Burghardt. He'll pick it back up for Lombardo. One-touch pass for Polachek, who gets hit off the puck. She had a good opportunity. Gets a little bit of an aggressive stance right there. Now a delayed penalty going against the Trojans. Big open ice hit right there by McGurk as he'll send it back into the zone. Still a delayed penalty coming against the Trojans. And it looks like the penalty is going to go against Troy. The referee trying to figure out who to give it to as he confers with Trojans head coach Rick Szabo. If anything, the arm went up right after the hit by Molly Polachek. And so it does seem as if she might be on the receiving end of this penalty. And indeed she is, as she'll skate to the penalty box, or at least what we're calling the penalty box this year. And so the Trojans now will go on the penalty kill, as this one's won by the Trojans. Back into the far side. Held on by the Comets. They'll send it back out from behind the net as Lombardo picks it up now on the far wing circle. He'll dish it out, and it's picked up by the Comets. Trojans killing their first penalty tonight. It's against Molly Polachek for a high stick is the word we're getting as the Comets shoot and they score. And the first tally of the night goes to the Mason Comets on the power play. Number 15, Blake Mahoney, getting the goal. And so it's a 1-0 hockey game as the Trojans out from center ice. Burris tried to headman it in, couldn't, got stood up, and it's picked back up by the Comets on the right wing side. Out to center ice, here's Gavin Burris. Got stick handled off the puck as a big drive from the far circle by Mike McGurk. Was a heavy shot, glove down by goaltender Nicholas Tordov. And that'll bring us a face-off now inside the Mason zone on the stick side of the netminder. Right back to McGurk. Hard shot just wide of the net far side. Picked back up by Burkhart at the point on the near wing. Ditches it back into the corner. 5:12 to go. First period. 1-0 Mason on a power play goal. Picks it up from behind the net. He'll send it across as the Comets scoop it up. That one's Kramer. Works it up to the point as McGurk makes the play at the line but takes the price. As Burris sends it back to Burkhart, but he was out of position and couldn't get it in time. Burkhart now forced to chase it all the way back with no icing. And from out behind the net, he'll send it around the Dashers. Picked up by Cole DeBras. Works it to the point but couldn't clear. That one sticked aside by goaltender Austin Clark. The junior from Bradford, Ohio, was able to make the save and get the puck clear, so the Trojans and the Comets make wholesale changes. This one picked back by Kellen Glover. Sends it across. Lombardo shoots off a shin pad in front. Right back to McGurk. Shot wide. It looked like it deflected off the skate of Connor Sexton out in front. As it's picked back up by Glover. One-touch pass. This one back around. Scooped up this time by the Comets out from behind the net. Will McDonald. Back there and on the far wing side. Now brought up by Mahoney and across the line and onside. Gets around Jesus Hernandez and fires a shot just wide. It makes its way all the way back down into the far circle. As this one picked up by the Comets in their own zone. Now up the wing on the far wing side. Ahead now for Beach, who dumps it inside the Trojan zone. 3:31 to go here in this first period, and a big open ice hit there on camera. Lombardo's going to draw a penalty. And it looks like it's going to be an interference penalty against the Mason Comets. They're going to give that to number 15, Blake Mahoney. 2 minutes for interference, and that brings up the Trojans' first Clopay power play of the night. 3:24 to go in this first period. 1-0 Mason if you're just joining us live from the Hobart Arena in downtown Troy. Off this draw, sends it back. Burkhart and across. Now for McGurk. Shot, and that one hit off of Cole DeBras, and now here comes a 2-on-1 back the other way for Mason. Across the line and onside. Nick Brown shot right into the paraphernalia of Colin Burkhart, who tries to clear, but it's held in at the line. Right back in front of the Trojans bench. They're working it clear, and here comes Gavin Burris the other way. 4-on-2 across the line. Burris across for DeBras. Shoots, and that one saved by Todorov. And that'll be good now for a whistle with 2:55 to go here in this first period. And now Coach Szabo is going to put a fresh pair of lines out to take this draw. Definitely a tempo shift here in the last 30 seconds or so of play time, as the Trojans got a couple quality shots on this Clopay power play. With 1:31 to go here on the power play, brought to you by Clopay, America's favorite garage door. Back to Connor Sexton in the far wing corner. Gets worked over by the Comets, and this one clears all the way back out to center ice as McGurk turns it over. Here comes Nottrup, the other side, and it's gloved down by Austin Clark for a save made by the junior goaltender from Bradford, Ohio. A glove save point blank on number 2, Owen Nottrup. And that could be your save of the game so far tonight for the Trojans. 1:11 to go remaining on this Clopay power play. As it'll be Kellen Glover to take the faceoff now for Troy. One back by the Comets. They'll work it back to the point, but couldn't hold on to it. Held at their own line. They'll send it ahead now for Hernandez. With the puck, sends it up the near wing. In front of the Comets bench, they're going to dump it all the way down. No icing call with 53 seconds to go now on this Clopay power play for the Trojans. On the near wing side, Lombardo standing him up. There's Clabbers, tries to clear, and it's picked back up now. Kellen Glover and Paff on his wing, 2-on-1 the other way. Stick handles it back. His shot near side misses the net, back off the end boards and into the far wing corners. It's held on at the line by Hernandez. Sidesteps the hit, and a reach finally gets it clear. And it's Caden Lombardo now back to get it out of his own zone and around the boards now for Kellen Glover on the near wing. One touch pass and up ahead now for Caden Lombardo as he picks it up in front of his own bench and clears. 11 seconds to go on that power play for the Trojans as it's sent back inside his own zone. 4, 3, 2, and 1, and the teams return to full strength. Back out through center ice. This one picked up in the Trojan zone, turned back over by Burkhart, ahead for Sexton, picks it up on the near point. Shot, fanned on it as he wasn't able to get any stick there. And it's finally cleared back to Mike McGurk across the line in onside. He's going to skate it in himself back into the far wing corner before he takes a tumble against the Dashers. Out in front, loose puck as that one's across the crease. The Trojans couldn't get the shot. It's worked back to Glover, who takes a big open ice hit in front of the Comets bench. Loose puck. Trojans chase. Back out to center ice as it's flipped up into the Trojan zone now. 30 seconds to go here in this first period as the Trojans working ahead. Out to center ice. Tipped in by Glover. No icing as it'll go back into the near wing corner now. McGurk's off the ice for a late change. As here comes freshman Jack Crawford back into the far wing circle. Couldn't hold on to it as he'll work it around. And with 10 seconds to go, it's right back to Hernandez inside his own zone. Pulse up and that'll clear, and that ought to do it. One period in the books, and the Mason Comets leading the Troy Trojans after one period of hockey. That a goal coming in the midway point by Blake Mahoney was able to get the goal. That a power play goal. And while we have this moment, I'd like to thank everybody for joining us tonight on the Troy Trojans Hockey Facebook page at TrojanHockey.com, as well as Facebook.com/Troy Hockey. Glad to have everybody along for the journey tonight. What a strange season it has been so far. We talked a little bit about the COVID restrictions and what a difference that makes, not only for the athletes to prepare for the hockey game, but just the way the arena is set up here. Unlike some of the other buildings that the Trojans have been into, the bench is probably the biggest thing that has changed this season, with the Trojans now taking up the entire neutral zone on the near side of what used to be the penalty and time boxes. The arena crew over the summer were able to turn that into an entire long bench to ensure social distancing. And the two benches on the far side of the ice now again turned into one large visitors bench, all in the name of social distancing, as we all work together to defeat COVID-19. And we thank you for joining us tonight, wherever you are around the world on any device. And so we're going to get set for period number 2. And face-off won by the Trojans, and they're going to force it inside the zone. Brought back on this. Pass now the other way. Near wing side, picked back up by the Trojans as there's Hernandez. Trojans facing a 1-goal deficit so far off of that power play goal earlier in the first by Mahoney. They'll send it across. Here's a shot. Glove down by Clark, and he's going to rightly hold on to that one and not take any chances. And so wholesale changes now for both clubs as the faceoff will be back inside the Trojan zone. This time to the glove side of goaltender Austin Clark. Be taken by Gavin Burris, and he'll win it back. Out for Berghardt behind the net. He'll send it around. This one scooped back up by Sexton and moves it up to Garrity. Across the line in onside. Here's Quinn Garrity, fires it off the glass hard around a path on the far wing, but overskates the puck as it works its way back to the point. And this one's going to hop up and out of play. And so we'll get another face-off in the neutral zone. 13:55 to go. A center ice face-off. And it's won back by the Comets. They'll force it back inside the zone. Out from around the boards, picked up by Garrett Paff. He'll send it ahead now for Sexton, who slaps it back ahead. Garrity was offside, and so the Trojans will tag back up, but it's picked back up now by Beach for the Comets as he gets stood up at the Trojans' blue line, picked back up by Sexton, and he's quick to fire it right back inside the zone where it's played now by Mahoney as the Trojans finish wholesale changes. Here come the Comets back the other way. 3 wide at the line. They'll dump it in. Clark makes the glove save, and he's going to hold on to it. And we get some discussions there after the whistle. I don't think anything quite nefarious is going to come of that, though, and so we're going to get another face-off this time with 13:15 to go. As we get set for the draw. One back by the Comets as there's a shot that rings just wide. McDonald had that one back into the corner. Centering feed, and that one a one-time backhander picked up by Berger, and the pad save made by Austin Clark. Trojans are able to clear back out to neutral ice as the Comets force back at their own line before they step across 3 wide. On the near wing side, it's Clabbers a shot through traffic. Never made its intended target, but here comes Glover back the other way, one-on-one. Scoop back up by Kramer for the Comets, a centering feed, and that one paddled aside by Tortorov before it's cleared back around to the far wing side. Here's the shot, rings loose puck just above the net, and he had plenty of daylight to get that puck in, but it was hit at the last second. And so the Comets back on the far side board, send it in front. Out of the corner, trying to get a cycle going as they'll send it to the point. Glove down by Lombardo. No hand pass called as it's sent back around now for Crawford. Crawford loses an edge and gets clobbered into the corner as that one's picked back up by the Comets at the point and scooped up. Now in front of the Trojans bench by Glover, who flips it high into the air, giving the Trojans a chance to finish their line change before the Comets bring it right back to Burris on the near wing side. Fired in, touched up, now back to McGurk in his own zone. Here's a long headman pass now on target to Burris. Across the line in onside, but he's hit off the puck, and the Comets bring it back out of the other side, and McGurk will pick it up now. In front of the Comets bench and dumps it all the way down. No icing called as it's scooped up by the Comets out from behind their own net. 11:27 to go. Back for McGurk. As Brussel had a chance with it. Centering feed. Nobody's there. Brussel right back in front of the slot. Shoots. Scores! And just like that, it's a tied hockey game. Joey Brussel had that pass from the side that was able to set up about 3 or 4 good whacks in front of it, as here's Gabby Paff on the far wing side battling the puck with her older brother Garrett. Gabby Paff, the freshman sensation out of the Troy Bruins hockey program, with the puck on the near wing side before she's hit off of it. That one right back at the point. She got a standing ovation there as the freshman continues to impress the crowd tonight from Troy, Ohio. Right back to McGurk on the near wing side. Holds on at the line before it finally clears out to Burghardt at the red stripe, who's able to fire it right back inside the zone. Gavin Burris is getting credit for the goal assisted by Joey Brussel. Burris' first goal of the season, coming just shy of the 10:48 mark of this second period to make it a 1-1 hockey game. Gabby Paff sends it back into the far wing circle before the Comets are able to clear it all the way back down. And so you get a little bit of a renewed energy to this hockey game. The Trojans back on the board, and we're right back even tilt. As Troy's able to get it all the way back down and get a line change. As the Trojans rolling 3.5 lines deep right now, get that one back ahead. Hernandez couldn't control the puck. This one right back, and a hard shot. Glove down by Clark. He'll hold on to the puck before it's sent back to the near point, and a shot. That one loose, picked back up on the side of the cage, and sprawling for it was the goaltender Austin Clark, who made the save with a little help from junior forward. Maddie Logan was right there, number 24. As well as Cameron Lombardo, to make sure the goaltender had ample time to make that save to keep this a tie hockey game now with 9:36 to go in this second period. We talked about it in our keys to the game earlier. That confidence factor certainly playing in tonight as a shot right on. One by Clark. Stick saved away as he sprawls out, and Clark makes another save. As this one wide of the net. Crowd socially distanced with a limited number of tickets tonight, still making plenty of noise inside Hobart Arena to support their Trojans. As this one in front of the Trojans bench, Brussel couldn't control the puck as it's sent back ahead, now picked up by Brown. Shot! That one saved off the short side by Clark and dumped all the way back inside the Mason zone by the Comets. Almost picked off by DeBras. Followed up at the line was McGurk as DeBras picks it up. A centering feed for Burris, nearly picked off, but back to McGurk, a short side, and that one looked like it hit part of the iron and deflected back to the far wing side with plenty of time. Here's McGurk, centering feed, a save by Toradov, and the rebound back into the far wing corner. Back up to the point now for Burghardt, holds it in and sends it back out from behind the net. This one wrapped back around by the Comets, and now McGurk has it with plenty of time. Nearly sidesteps and gives it away, but it's right back. Now to Gavin Burris, filling in on the far corner. Brussel holding on to it before it's scooped up by McDonald for the Comets and brought around to the half boards the other side. Trojans wanted a call, but they're not going to get it, as now here comes a 3-on-1 the other way. Mason top of the circle, shot, and that one hit off a stick in front and deflected wide as it'll race back into the far wing corner. And now the Trojans trying to settle things down a little bit here with still 7 minutes and 50 seconds on the clock. Right back and ahead. Held in at the line before this one pushed up ahead by Joey Brussel. He'll get it in and get it changed as this one picked back up by the Comets out from behind their own zone. Fresh legs for the Trojan, but they're going to call it an offside And that's going to be the call now with 7:34 to go here in this second period. 1-1, the Trojans and the Comets tied up. Thanks to Gavin Burris' first goal of the season coming here in the second period off that assist short side from Joey Brussel. Face-off directly in front of the Trojans bench. This one going to be won by Kellen Glover, and he'll send it back out ahead as this picked up now by Jesus Hernandez at the red stripe. Fires it in near side for the Comets. One touch back out to center ice. Intercepted by Garrett Paff. He got between him and the puck and was able to make a little bit of change there. There's a glove save by Clark off a errant shot off the far wing side, sent back into the corner. Paff now for Lombardo up the near wing. Stopped at the line by Mahoney. A shot high, hit traffic in front, and the Trojans are able to clear it now on the near wing side. Glover thought he had it. He did not. Back to Berger. Tries a shot. Bouncing puck held on to by the paraphernalia of the goaltender, Austin Clark, and he was able to make the save now with 6:50 to go here in this second period. And some outstanding goaltending from the rookies. Austin Clark tonight, who got the start. Certainly was tested early in the other two preseason exhibition games, but has been rock solid so far as we just passed the halfway mark of this hockey game. Fantastic game. We're glad you're joining us tonight. Replay will be on Facebook, YouTube, and on TrojanHockey.com. Hopefully you can join us for that if you can't catch us live, but so far, this game is as advertised. One goal in each period. Each team trading a lamplighter repair as the Comets out of their own zone now on the far wing side. Pick back up. This one sent back into the near wing corner as they'll do battle. And back out, and that'll be an icing call. And so we'll get that one right back into the corner for an icing call now with 6:22 to go. Troy Trojan Hockey live from the Miami Valley Sports Network right here on Facebook is brought to you in part by Minster Bank, a proud partner of Troy Trojan Athletics and the Troy Trojans varsity hockey program. As the face-off inside the corner. One back by the Trojans. Here's Hernandez near wing point. Sends it back into the corner. As DeBras brings it right back. Here's a shot. That one sailed wide, far side into the corner. As that one picked up by Burris on the half boards. Hit off the puck, and the Comets are able to clear it all the way back down. 6 minutes now to go and counting here in this second period. 1-1 tie between the Trojans and the Mason Comets in this final preseason exhibition game for both clubs. Here's the Comets walking in the other way. Here's McDonald out from behind the net. Tried a backdoor feed. Couldn't get it. Loose puck out from behind the net. Cleared away as Neal tried to direct that puck away, but it's the Trojans on the far side point. Back ahead to Natrup. Here's a shot. That one hit off a skate in front. Looked like Lombardo and deflected into the near wing corner before it's picked up by Cole DeBras. Out to center ice and ahead now for Gavin Burris. Burris tried to headman the puck through traffic, couldn't, and he'll curl off and get a change as here come the Comets back the other way. Out through center ice. Mahoney a shot. And a laser shot. We'll make this a 2-1 hockey game. Not much more to say about that, but it was a good shot. Goaltender trying to play the glove and just wasn't able to get the mitt on top of it. Mahoney's going to get credit for the goal unassisted. That coming at the 5:11 mark here of this second period. As the faceoff at center ice cleanly won by Kellen Glover, who I know has been working on his faceoffs in practice. That's one thing he told me previous to the game tonight he wanted to work on, is that shot deflected up by Natrip. And we'll get another face-off inside the Trojan zone, this time to the stick side of Austin Clark. And this time won back by the Comets at the point. Right back to Mahoney. Couldn't hold on to it. And so the Trojans tried to headman this one the other way, and they're going to call that one an icing call. And so they'll bring that one right back. Time still ticking off the clock. 4:49 to go here in this second stanza. And so we'll do this one again back from the other side. When Glover with the face-off won it back to Garrett Paff, who quickly fires it off the end boards and around on the half boards near wing side. Tried to hold on to it. Here's Garrett Herr for the Comets. Try to backdoor feed off the end boards. To the point, that one deflected again by Clabbers before he pumps it back into the corner, but here come the Trojans back the other way. One-touch pass ahead for Glover. He overskates the puck, but is able to get it all the way back down for Lombardo, who dumps it on this cycle now for Paff, left wing corner. Here's Paff. Played it back around, couldn't get it in time. He'll send it around, and now for Lombardo. That shot deflected off a skate in front, and so they'll take that one right back to Lombardo. Cameron Lombardo centering feed now. Glover, a shot as that one rings off the goaltender and right back into the far wing corner. Played ahead, Glover, under pressure in the corner, kicks it loose, but it's finally picked up by Lombardo before this one clears around to DeBras on the near side. Fired back in now for McGurk at the point, holds it in, sends it back for Cole DeBras. Back again, a shot. Glove down by the Trojans. Loose puck in front as that one hit off and above the crossbar. Back out from behind. DeBras shoots. Goaltender got a brief glimpse of it with his pad as the Trojans holding it back into the corner on this low cycle. Centering feed. Goaltender had it and he stops it. And what a series there for the Trojans. And some incredible saves right there by the goaltender, Nicholas Todorov. And so it'll be Garrity to take the draw as it's won by the Comets. Picked back up off this high shot. Hit off a helmet there in front, it looked like. The helmet of Mikkel Staunton. He seems all right, a little shaken, but not stirred as the Comets out of their own zone. 3 minutes and 2 seconds to go here in this second period. 2-1, Comets lead. It was the Trojans that came back in the second and third periods. The last time these two teams met here at Hobart a year ago. And so there's still plenty of hockey left to play as Hernandez from the Red Stripe tries to hold it in, and Garrity's there with it. Right back now for Joey Brussel, who dumps it in for the Trojans and out from behind Todorov. This one picked back up by Garrett Pav momentarily before it's scooped up at the half boards. Now here's Brussel all alone. A shot as that one gloved down in front by Mahoney. Loose puck paddled aside by Todorov. Back into the near wing corner. Is doing battle now is Garrett Paff. Battling into the near wing corner. He'll try to get it. Referee watching it as the puck moving clear. Couldn't get it in time as the Comets battling for it against the kick plate. Finally get it to the point, but that's in onside. Here's a shot. Doesn't make it to the net, but gives the Trojans a chance to get a line change as this one forced back into the corner. One touch pass, but Trojans couldn't keep it in their own zone as that one around the side and right back into the far wing corner. That'll be Troy dumping it back in off the referee, and I think we're going to get a stoppage now. And so we'll try that again. I think it went out of play. I think that's what they stopped. And so we'll do this again, a neutral zone face-off as Cameron Lombardo delays it momentarily with an equipment issue. But we're back up and running as this one on the far side again for Lombardo. Tried to glove it down and did. But scooped back up by the Comets out at center ice. Here's Beach across the line in onside. But scooped back up by Cole DeBras. Too wide for the Trojans across the line as he'll force it inside the Comet zone. And back around the boards. Doing battle with Gavin Burris. Held up his man, but sends it one right back to McGurk. A shot off a shin pad and Netrup in front. And a big hit right there by DeBras is able to keep it inside on the Trojans' good side of the ice here. But not for long, as here come the Comets back the other way. Hit off the puck, but scooped up is McDonald across the line. With it on himself, a shot and a save by Clark. As it's picked back up by the Trojans, Burris, a foot race ensues in onside. He's got time and gets a stick around him and gets hauled down. And a delayed penalty coming. This will go against the Mason Comets. And the Trojans are going to pick up their second Clopay power play of the night off the hard work of Gavin Burris, who forced the Comets to haul him down. And so they're going to give that one a 2-minute minor for tripping to Owen Natrup. And so we'll get a face-off inside the zone. They're going to correct the call. It's a 2-minute minor for hooking now. As the face-off deep inside the Mason zone. Won by the Comets and a dangerous play, sending it out through the slot, picked off by Glover, a centering feed. Nobody was there, as it's now to Burkhart on the far wing side. Here's a shot through a screen. Paff with the puck is able to battle it back into the far wing corner before it's slapped around the boards, and McGurk couldn't get there in time. And so the Trojans retreating out of their own zone on this power play brought to you by Clopay, America's favorite garage door. A proud supporter of Trojan hockey all season long, and Trojan hockey right here on the Miami Valley Sports Network. That'll do it, folks. "30 minutes of hockey in the books, and the teams will skate into the intermission with the Mason Comets having a 2-1 lead against the Troy Trojans in what has turned out to be an end-to-end very exciting hockey game. 9 shots on goal in that first period. The second period for the Comets. 6 for the Trojans. And so, as the intermission comes into play, we are going to step aside. 2-1 after 2 periods of play with 1 period left to play from the historic Hobart Arena. This is Troy Trojans hockey on the Trojan Hockey Network. Welcome back inside the historic Hobart Arena. I'm JT Zabo as the Trojans skating into the bench area to take the ice here for the third and final period of what has become a very, very exciting hockey game between the Mason Comets and the Troy Trojans. This is the third and final preseason matchup for both clubs, as the Trojans opening the regular season next weekend in downtown Springfield, Ohio, as part of the 2020 Frozen Creek Invitational. And so the Trojans and the Comets trying to get into that groove that we saw to end that second period. And I'll tell you what, it sure feels good to be back in this seat. I was thinking during the intermission, it has been almost 9 years to the day since I've called a hockey game. So for everybody tuning in on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and TrojanHockey.com tonight, I am honored to be bringing you this hockey game. And I'll tell you what, we picked a good one to start our telecast with, as the Trojans and the Comets have not disappointed tonight, putting on quite the show for the limited crowd on hand tonight, as well as everybody watching at home. And so the face-off to open this third and final period, won by the Trojans, as they'll send it back into the Comets' end. On this outlet skate, picked off at the line by McGurk, as the Comets fire it right back inside the Trojan zone, and that's going to go down for an icing. I'm sorry, not an icing, but an offsides call, as a little bit of a confusion there. We'll get the face-off inside the neutral zone here, directly in front of the Comets bench, and it will be Kellen Glover to take the draw. And it's won again back inside Troy territory. A little standoffish on the defense pairing there, but Lombardo's able to headman it ahead. Icing signaled but waved off as shoots and scores! Kellen Glover leads by example, and the Trojans have tied this hockey game at 2. The senior picks up his first goal of the year. An even strength goal at 14:27 to go in the third period to make this a 2-2 hockey game. And oh, buddy, if you thought it was good already, it's time to buckle down those seatbelts, because here we go. Glover gets the goal, his first of the year, as the Trojans out through center ice with the Comets. Picked up by Garrity. He'll send it across for Sexton, who quickly fires it in the far wing side. Paff holds onto it on the half boards. Up to the point. McGurk with it, and that one chipped just almost to Coach Zabo as he tried to glove it down. Couldn't quite get it as it stays in play. Have to get him a waffle board and mitt at the bench. Trojans battling in the far wing corner as this one picked up by the Comets. Could not clear, and so it's right back as Beach sends it around to the near side. Scooped up now by Nick Brown. Sends it to the point, held in by the Trojans. Picked back up this time by Mahoney, and now he's going to skate with it. 2-on-2 across the Trojans line, and a shot as that one rings off the end glass. Goaltender didn't see it in time as the Trojans now out to center ice. That was a close one, and I think Austin Clark got a piece of it, but we will not know for sure. As holy cow, what a shot that was by Blake Mahoney. Hit off the end glass and bounced above the goaltender's head back into the slot. You don't see that very often. And so this face-off won by the Trojans back into their corner. Sent around to the half boards. DeBras couldn't hold on to it. This a weak shot, scooped up by Burkhart. Near wing side. Out through center, picked up by DeBras. He'll send it ahead. Now for Gavin Burris across the line. He'll skate with it through the slot. Now near side, centering feed. He tried to connect with DeBras, but couldn't get it in time. And so here come the Comets back the other way. With it is McDonald, centering feed, scooped up by Brussel. He'll clear it back into the far wing half boards. And the Trojans on this breakout attempt again. Could not clear out of their own zone as DeBras back to help. Scooped up by McGurk, hard off the glass, and this one will clear. The length of the ice, 185 feet away. And so we'll go back inside the Trojan zone for a face-off. As it's scooped up by Hernandez. Working out some kinks with the tech tonight. Obviously, COVID has made working with the building a little more difficult than usual, but each game will get a little bit better. We do read your comments during the broadcast, so I appreciate that. And don't forget, a full non-buffered recorded version in high definition will be available on trojanhockey.com on Monday. And so if it's a little stuttery for you live, you can definitely watch it. The replay will be much better. As we're going to get a penalty here. And it looks like the penalty is going to be against Mason to bring the faceoff all the way back inside the Comet zone. It's going to be an interference call with 11:47 to go here in the third period. And so the Trojans will get yet another Clopay power play. Brought to you by Clopay, America's favorite garage door. That an interference call. And so the Trojans with the man advantage with the puck inside the Comet zone around for Lombardo. They'll set it back for Burris, who dumps it now top of the circle near wing side for Cameron Lombardo. Off this low cycle, Burris, headman feed, and the Comets are able to intercept and clear all the way down as Clabbers was able to dump it out from behind the goaltender and around the boards. Big hit and collision in front of the Comets bench, but the Trojans are able to get it deep inside Mason territory with 1:20 to go on the Clopay power play. Mason's able to dump it out. Behind the net is Clark. Clark with the puck. Right back into the zone. He'll hold on to it. Before now, we're going to get a whistle as Clarkie holds on to it. I'll tell you, we've noticed, there's always some things to notice in a preseason game, but goaltending so far has not been one of those factors, at least for most of the game, as Austin Clark, without a whole lot of varsity experience under his belt, has played admiral between the pipes tonight to keep this a tied hockey game, as Glover hits that one off the referee, Bill Peck. Right back off the side of the cage. He'll work it behind the net and around the boards as the Trojans digging for it out of the trapezoid and around to the far wing corner. 10 minutes and 30 seconds to go in this final stanza as now Troy holds onto it with Glover retreating to his own zone on this back check and around the boards near side for Lombardo. Out to center now, a breakaway the other way. Burris quickly intercepted and wiped out into the near wing corners. This one scooped up by McDonald. He'll send it ahead in the length of the ice with no icing. Still 21 seconds to go on the Clopay power play. Brought to you by Clopay of Troy. Hernandez back from behind the net. He'll send it around. This one bumps up the wing before it's picked back up by Hernandez. And he's able to dump it in. And now a foot race ensues. Back checking the other way is Quinn Garrity, the freshman, able to make the difference back to the far wing side before this shot from the far point is gloved down by Austin Clark. And so we'll do this one again inside the Trojans' end. Another admirable save under pressure by Austin Clark. And so on the stick side of Clarkey, it'll be Quinn Garrity. Couldn't win the draw cleanly, and the Comets will bring it all the way back. As it's scooped up by Mahoney in front of his own net and now behind. Post up, changes direction under pressure from Paff. He'll work it up the near wing and out to center ice. Mason 3 across the line, stepped up by Berghart, and he's able to get it to the line but not out. Berghart now on the half boards. Near wing side, he's able to wrap it around, but it hits off a stanchion off the back of the net, and Clark didn't even know where it went. In front of the net, a dangerous play for the Trojans. And if nothing else, they needed a relief valve to get a stoppage and reset, because holy cow, that could have been bad. That loose puck play in front of Clark could have been catastrophic for the Trojans, but fortunately they were able to get the puck out of the zone, and that's one of those good icing situations you hear about, allowing the Trojans to settle the puck, settle down, and get a little bit more control, as this one's right back to DeBrus. Joey Brussel out from behind the net. Couldn't hold on to the puck, and now here come the Comets the other way. McDonald across the line in onside. Near side, curls off below the circle, sends it into the slot, but nobody was there as Jacob Kramer races back inside the neutral zone to pick it up for the Comets. Cross-ice pass, now ahead intended for Neal. Didn't get it in time, and Lombardo's able to fire it ahead. Brussel forces it in. Cameron Lombardo giving chase, and so is DeBrus, but it's right back out to the Trojans' end, where Jesus Hernandez fires it out to center ice. Quickly turning directions back the other way inside the Comet zone. 8:10 now to go here in this third period. 2-2 hockey game in the final preseason exhibition game for both clubs. Here's a backhand pass cross ice. Glove down at the line. Picked up by Kramer. He's able to send it across back inside the Trojans' end, and both clubs will get changes as Hernandez posts up behind Clark. Out of his own zone. Wrists it across now for Lombardo and up the half boards, but not out. Lombardo gets a second chance, and this one meanders its way all the way back down now inside Mason zone, and both clubs will finish their line change as the Comets bring it out. Mahoney across his own line, now out to center ice and across the red stripe, 3 wide. Shot as Clark makes the save. Rebound back into the near wing corner by Berghart as he'll send it back to the point. McGurk, Berghart, near wing side, now up the wing. At the half boards to Paff and out. Touched up by Glover. Shouldn't be an icing, and a foot race ensues, but they're going to call it an icing anyway. And so that'll bring the faceoff back inside the Trojans' end. A little bit of a heartbreaker as it almost looked like that icing could have been waved off. And Glover would have been right there. Woulda, shoulda, coulda, folks. As the faceoff inside the Trojan zone, won cleanly by the Comets, back to DeBrus at the point. Here's a shot wide, short side, out from behind the net. Clark makes the stick save on the side of the cage, out in front, as through the slot. That one knocked away by the Trojans, and now they'll take it the other way. Off this pass and ahead. Here's McGurk out through center ice, getting tripped up, but maintains possession. Top of the circle, far side! As that shot rings just high. Glove side now into the ring corner. As Paff does battle. Back with Mahoney. Clear but not out. Or was it? As they're going to call it a high sticking violation against the Trojans. And unfortunately, that brings the faceoff all the way back. Inside the Trojan zone now with 6:34 to go here in this final period. It has been quite the hockey game so far. Glad to have everybody along for the ride tonight. And of course, the replay will be available on all of our social platforms as well as TrojanHockey.com on Monday. Hopefully you can enjoy that one as well. And we will be broadcasting live every single Trojans hockey home game this season. And so we hope you can join us for that as the loose puck in front of the slot. Glover couldn't get a stick on it. And so it's brought back out to center ice. Throwing on the brakes. In onside. That one fired in by Clabbers. Picked off by Lombardo. He'll fire it on the near wing side and held in by Herr. Clear and out as now here comes Sexton the other way. 2-on-1. He's got Glover on his wing. Shoots. Scores! Connor Sexton! He's fired up, and so are we as the Trojans take the lead. His first goal of the season. Connor Sexton makes this a 3-2 hockey game. And the senior forward from Troy, Ohio comes up clutch. They're going to give the assist to Garrett Paff. And so it'll be Connor Sexton from Garrett Paff as DeBras turns and fires into the skates. Down low of Will McDonald, who's able to fire it and clear it for the Comets. And this one up and out of play. And brings it back inside the Mason zone. Of note, Mason's number 13, Will McDonald, has just gone into the tunnel back to the dressing room. He was under his own power. It looked like it may have been an equipment issue. But we'll keep an eye on that as McDonald went down the tunnel. We'll see if he returns by the end of the hockey game. Well, maybe it wasn't McDonald, because there he is. Could have swore it was a 13 as a shot by DeBras, stick side, paddled away by goaltender Nicholas Todorov. Well, now we'll have to figure out who left for the Comets, but either way, here comes Owen Netrup. That shot intercepted. Comets couldn't keep it inside their own zone. Trojans with the tempo now. Brings it back inside the Comet zone and gets a line change. Under 5 minutes to go in regulation. Trojans now leading 3-2. Thanks to senior Connor Sexton. Comets will fire this one inside the zone. On the half-board's right wing side. Sexton gets worked over hard but holds on to the puck as that one right back to Hernandez. And ahead, loose puck through a screen. McGurk is able to fire it all the way back. Now a foot race for Kellen Glover. He'll get to it cleanly. Centering feed. Sexton shoots. Could not make connection with the puck in front as it's right back to Lombardo on the point. Sent back into the far wing corner. Trojans hemming in Mason inside their own zone as they're forced off the glass. This one hops over the stick of Jesus Hernandez, who retreats into his own zone but now has plenty of time. Beach blows a tire and the Trojans will dump this in, but unfortunately that'll be down for an icing call. And so they'll regroup. Connor Sexton nearly got his second goal of the season in much the same way, but just couldn't get the puck to settle down on his stick. And so 3:56 to go here in regulation. Face-off won cleanly by Quinn Garrity. The freshman sends it around to the near wing side. Garrett Paff with it, sends it out, tried to feed Garrity on this headman pass, but just couldn't get it in time. And so we'll do that again. Right back inside the zone. I'll tell you one thing I've noticed, at least in this hockey game, that maybe I didn't notice the previous games where the face-off wins the Trojans have been able to have. And very convincing at the face-off dot tonight for the Trojans. And I think we're seeing the result of that, especially with the number of icings that we've noticed tonight. The Trojans not afraid of going to that dot tonight. And now here's another draw to the glove of goaltender Austin Clark, won cleanly by the Trojans. As Garrity won that one again. Back to Paff on the half-boards right wing side and out to center now for Garrity. 2-on-2, Garrity fires it just wide off the left wing side as it's scooped up by McDonald for the Comets out in front. Paff, stick save made by Todorov as a rebound just wide of the net. Garrity nearly got his first varsity goal, but that one screams just inches wide on the far side. Deflected back. Out from behind the net is DeBras. Delayed penalty coming. This will go to the Comets. And yes, indeed it will. It looks like it's going to be a high-sticking penalty. And yes, that's what they're calling. And yes, a high-sticking penalty now against the Comets will bring up yet another Clopay power play. Brought to you by Clopay Garage Doors, America's favorite garage door. So they're trying to figure out exactly who's going to go to the makeshift penalty box. And it will be number 24, Nick Brown, getting the 2-minute penalty. Face-off won by the Comets as they'll work it back. Lombardo almost missed the puck, didn't see it in time, but he was able to make the move as the Comets will regroup. And this time it's Mahoney that ices it all the way down, free of charge, with 2 minutes and 47 seconds to go here in regulation. McGurk with the puck moves it up on this pass. Intercepted by the Comets in front of their own bench, and now they'll settle it down out of their own end. And so they'll hem it inside the zone. 3 Trojans finally able to battle, and here's a backhander high in the air from Glover. He'll send it ahead, held in at the line. There's Berghardt, a shot in off a skate, and the Comets now bringing it all the way down now on the stick side of Austin Clark. Berghardt up the wing and out. Glover couldn't scoop it up in time, and so it's right back now for Mahoney out of his own end under pressure. Fires it in front of the Trojans bench, and no ice called. With 48 seconds to go and counting on that Clopay power play to the Trojans with the extra attacker. Back ahead. Here's a shot, saved by Clark, and that one a can of corn save right there. Well, that'll be good for another face-off for the Trojans. Fresh legs out for Troy as they try to hold on to this 1-goal lead. 3-2 for the Trojans. And it's won back by Troy into the far wing corner. There's Cole DeBras battling against the kick plate. Comes out to Hernandez, who forces it ahead and turns it over. There's a shot. Rings wide off the end glass. Picked back up by Joey Brussel. Trying to hold it at the half-boards. Couldn't get it in time. Sent it across for Kramer for the Comets. Back again on the half-boards. Cleared but not out as here comes Natrup. A shot deflected. Back up by Lombardo, who plays it on the near side. And out now for Garrity. 2-on-1 the other way. Here comes the Trojans across the red stripe. And that shot hit off the stick of Will McDonald back into the corner before the centering pass. Again, top of the circle near wing side. Here's a shot from Lombardo. Ties it up into the corner. Tries to force it back to the point as Brussel holds his man before Hernandez plays it in front of his own bench. Big mass of bodies in front of the Trojans bench, but it clears out to center ice before DeBras is able to make the play. And now Mason has pulled the goaltender. 35 seconds to go in regulation. Delayed penalty coming. And we got some arguments here. Referee made a call. Not quite sure what's going on at this point. The referees are having a discussion. They don't know what's going on. But apparently there's going to be a penalty called to Mason. And Mason's head coach is absolutely furious, screaming at the referee Jim Boston from the bench. And I think we're going to get another power play here. I'm not quite sure. The clock is showing 30.6 seconds left. Trojans have a 1-goal lead. And indeed, it will be a 2-minute minor for interference. And the Trojans are getting a penalty too, as Caden Lombardo is getting a penalty on the same play. And so we're going to skate even strength to finish this hockey game. Right back. Here's Berghardt. Sends it inside the zone. Couldn't hold on to it. 20 seconds and counting in regulation. Empty net for Mason. They have the extra attacker, and they're offsides. Offsides is the play. And that will give the Trojans an opportunity to match lines as Kellen Glover goes back out on the ice. Or does he? Coach Zabo recalling him, as it looks like it's going to be Gavin Burris to take the faceoff in neutral ice. One back, but picked up by the Comets, and a big open ice hit right there as Berghardt made the play. Yet it's an icing call against the Trojans. They got a little excited there in front of their own blue line. And so with 4.6 seconds, all they have time left is a shot. They have time for one more shot. And that's it for the hockey game. And taking the faceoff for Mason is number 2, Owen Natrup. And it's won back by the Trojans, and this will do it. And the Troy Trojans pick up their first victory of the season. And so that'll do it. 1 win, 2 losses in the preseason schedule. And what an incredible hockey game tonight turned out to be, ladies and gentlemen. Your final score from the historic Hobart Arena: the Troy Trojans 3, the Mason Comets 2. We'll be back when the Trojans are back at home. Our next telecast will be on Saturday night, December 12th, as the Trojans host the Elder Panthers. Broadcast time will be 5:30. For our entire crew, Riley Zabo, Rick Zabo, JT Zabo, Rhino Zabo, John Wyatt Zabo, and Lily Zabo, I'm JT Zabo, signing off. Your Trojans pick up their first win of the year. Good night, everybody.